How did I stay the same this week? Hi, and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I am Deanna, and this is my weekly weight loss vlog telling you about how I am doing losing weight without counting calories. I am listening to a podcast, Losing 100 Pounds with Corinne Crabtree, and then I'm practicing the 4 basics that she talks about in the podcast. As I said in the intro, I stayed the same this week. I did not lose, and I did not gain. We should be happy, right? I don't know, but let's continue on. Let's move forward from the weight loss, from the reading of the scale. How did I stay the same this week? Well, I did not follow my plan 6 out of 7 days. I swapped meals for different meals. I drank more than what I had written down on my plan. I had some overeats, so I just didn't follow my plan, and that's, good data for me. That tells me that, there is something going on, and whenever I look back at my assessments for the week, there was an ongoing thought. The thought that I kept having was, I just don't want to. I just don't want to. Have you ever felt that way? Like, I just don't want to. This ties into the podcast that was released on Friday. Are your thoughts affecting your weight loss? Are your thoughts affecting your weight loss? So last week, whenever I stepped on the scale and I lost a half pound, I thought to myself, I don't really deserve that because I had some off-plan eats, I had some overeats, I drank more than I probably should have. There were a lot of different reasons why, I felt or I thought that I don't deserve this. The question is, could that thought have influenced my decisions over the week? And yes. Yeah, that thought did. It did influence my decisions over the week. So I had this thought that I didn't deserve that. So that feeling is a little disillusioned. And so my action for that my action was that I ate off plan, and the result was that this next week I stayed the same. I didn't lose weight because of that thought. I didn't deserve that. That controlled my actions. It controlled my actions. Because then I was like, I just don't want to. So that's amazing how your thoughts affect your weight loss. Your thoughts affect your weight loss. It's not just, I could go the simple route of counting calories and being mindful, but the truth of the matter is sometimes, what happens? You just don't want to, because you have these thoughts that control your actions. So even if I was counting calories, I could get derailed. I could fall off the wagon, as they say, because of my thoughts. What this is saying is that we can look at our thoughts the same way we look at our foods. We look at our foods all day long and we think, is this, a good food? Is this, how's this food going to serve me? Is this have good nutrients in this food? And we can quantify that food. We can say if it's good for us or not, and then, choose to eat it or not. And we can do the same thing with our thoughts. The thoughts that we're having, we can look at, we can evaluate them. We can say, does this thought serve me? And then we can either get rid of it, we can put it in a different compartment in our brain and say, hey, maybe I'll think about that later. Or we can just dismiss it altogether, say, I don't choose to think like that anymore. It's weird that you bring that up. We talk to ourselves all the time. Don't tell me you don't talk to yourselves. I know you do. But we can choose. We can choose the thoughts. We can evaluate our thoughts, and we can choose to have them, not to have them, to put them away, to think, I'll think them later. And sometimes if we choose to think about them later, they're not really as important as they were at the second that we had that thought. So we can assign time to think about those thoughts. And again, Corinne talks about this in her podcast, so if you haven't given it a listen, I do kind of encourage you to go ahead and give it a listen, because she talks about it in a different way. I'm just kind of relaying kind of what I heard and how I translate that into my own weight loss story, into my own progress that I'm making, losing weight. One of the examples that I absolutely love from the podcast was she was talking about running a marathon, something I've never done. I've never even run a single 1 mile. Haven't done it. But she talks about running a marathon and how, you know, they're out there and they're running, and her and her friend, and they're like, oh man, this is hard. How are we ever going to get through this? Blah, blah, blah. You know, excuses, reasons, blah, complaints. And they said, hey, you know what? We can do this, but let's wait to do this until mile 11. Right now, let's think about something else. And we can do all of our complaints about this marathon at mile 11. And come mile 11, I think there's only 13 miles in this marathon that they were running. Come mile 11, they don't want to think those nasty thoughts, because you know what? The finish line is right there. They can see it off into the distance. There's the finish line. So those negative thoughts are not so important anymore. Now we want to think about, yes, I can. I can do this. I'm doing this. Look how amazing it is that I just finished 11 miles. Like, you think about it differently. So if you put those thoughts away, if you're having a negative thought, a bad thought, something that's not really going to serve you at the moment, at the time, just put it away. Put it in a little closet in your head somewhere and put that away for later. You can reopen that closet and clean it out. Clean out those thoughts. Get rid of them. Throw them out. Fold them up. Put them away nicely and neat. But later. But not at the time that you're thinking them necessarily, if they're not serving you at that time. Let's think about this in a different way. Have you ever wanted a glass of wine to unwind after work? A cookie because you deserve it, because you had a stressful day? These are just thoughts. Thoughts in your mind. Does it serve you to think about that glass of wine as your only way to unwind? Does it serve you to think about that cookie as a way to comfort your stress? Here are some thoughts. These are thoughts that you're having. There are other ways to unwind from a day. There are other ways to comfort ourselves from stress. So we just need to think, we need to have different thoughts about these. And I noticed that my thoughts are affecting my weight loss. My thoughts about, I didn't deserve to lose a half a pound last week. So what, I go and self-sabotage? I do these crazy things to myself to say, well, you didn't deserve it, so let's just eat off plan this week. Not good. Our brain is always tricking us. It wants us to do the easy thing, but we're stronger than that. Moving forward, what I need to do to move forward is I need to practice positive thoughts. I need to have thoughts that serve me. I need to have thoughts that get me towards my goal. So what kind of thoughts are there? What kind of thoughts can I have? Think about that. What kind of thoughts can help me? So I'm really focusing in on, I didn't follow my plan. Why didn't I follow my plan? I didn't want to follow my plan. So I could think, I want to follow my plan because it's a good, filling, and delicious plan that will help me achieve my goals. I want to follow my plan because it's a good, filling, and delicious plan that will help me get to my goals. How does that feel? That's what I want to ask myself. How does that feel? I think it feels good. I think it feels more empowered, more in control, more like something that I want to do. So that's a good and positive thought that I can think. Last week in my video, I had a thought that I said, I'm chasing that 240 number. I'm chasing it. What does chasing sound like? Chasing, does that feel bad? Does that feel overwhelming? Does chasing something feel like it's a little out of your control. So I'm chasing those 240 numbers. Instead of thinking about chasing the 240 number, I need to think that I'm tackling it. Like, ooh, how good is it to tackle? Like, those plays that there was in the Super Bowl last Sunday, like with the Chiefs. Go Chiefs. How does it feel to tackle something? That's encouraging. That's powerful. That's motivating. To tackle. I'm going to tackle that 240 number instead of chasing it. Chasing it feels like it's out of control. I can't do it. But I'm going to tackle the 240 number. That's a more positive way of looking at it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tackle that 240 number instead of chasing it. Back to that thought that I had last week about I don't want to. Is that a true thought? Comment down below if you think that's a true thought. I don't want to. No, it's not a true thought. If that was a true thought, would I have 17 weeks of data of me coming here and talking to you and confessing my darkest thoughts to you? No, I want this. I'm committed to this. I come in here and I report my weekly weight loss to you because of the commitment that I made, because it is something that I really want. It's something that I truly desire. And I have facts to back it up. I have 23 pounds down that shows, that's proof that I want to lose weight. So that thought that I was having that I don't want to, maybe I didn't want to last week. Maybe I didn't want to follow my plans. But I know in the overall scheme of things, that's not the truth. I know that I want to lose weight. So I have to get rid of that thought. I have to stow it away. I have to put a lock on it, put a key and say, no, no, no. I'm not thinking that way about this because I know that it is something that I want. I do want to lose weight. This week, I'm going to practice the positive thought that my plans are amazing. They feel good and they make me feel good. That's what I'm going to think this week. My plans are amazing and they make me feel good. They help me achieve my goals. I think that's powerful. I think that's a good way to think. Before I let you go, again, last week I stayed the same, or this past week, I stayed the same. I stayed the same because I didn't follow my plans. I did make my plans. I assessed my plans. I drank my water. I got as much sleep as I could. I was following the 4 basics. But I had those thoughts that were getting in my way, and that's what the podcast was talking about. There was a Facebook Live that Corinne did on the Facebook, and it was about, are you arguing for your failures? Well, that's a little timely too, huh? Because I was arguing for my failures all week, which caused me to stay the same. I was saying that I didn't deserve to lose weight the week before. I said this. And then I had actions that backed it up because I was arguing for my failure. So check out that Facebook Live if you can, because that's another thing that, kind of holds us back and limits us and keeps us from getting to our goal, is we argue for our failures. We let our past define who we are today. We're not the same person that we were in the past. We can achieve our goals. We can achieve our dream. I would like for you to comment below that you can achieve your dreams, that you can accomplish your goals, because we're here to support each other. I might not know you, but I know that you have it in you. I know that you can accomplish your goals. Look at me. If I can do it, I know you can do it, because I'm just like nobody. Okay guys, we talked about the podcast, and we also talked about the Facebook Live that Corinne Crabtree did on her Facebook page. And we also talked about how I stayed the same this week, and my strategy going forward is to kind of try and change my thoughts, because I'm doing the other things. I'm following the plan. I'm not following the plan. I'm writing the plan. I am assessing the plan. I'm drinking my water. I'm getting my sleep. All I need to do is follow the plan, so that I know that my plans are, optimal plans for weight loss, that I'm choosing, good foods that'll help me lose weight. So I need to change my thoughts about that. Now, if you're new here, I can't believe I waited until the very end to do this, but please go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on so you know whenever I post new videos. This is Deanna with Adventures of Deanna, and I will see you next week. Bye.